All right, welcome to the Rivalry Week Takeover, brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Ian, we are fired up to play the Aggies Friday night. We've got a great preview of what we can do against the Aggies and what they're going to try to do against us. And the best place to complement these amazing videos is to go to Inside
Yeah.
Texas.
Mm.
We've got the supportive written content as well. And you can join right now, $1 for the first week, new members only. Join Inside Texas today and join the best Longhorn conversation out there on the internet. Ian, the Aggies present some challenges. They also present some opportunities. You ready to talk about those?
Great opportunities come from great. What's the line from Miracle? I flubbed it. Great.
Well done. Just hold the phone.
Let's do it.
All right, Ian, we are going to look at a little crosser concept in the middle of the field, something that we have definitely seen against the University of Texas and something that A&M loves to do with their fast wide receivers. They're going to get a natural rub, almost like from a stack with this motion. South Carolina's in man, and they're not going to do a very good job on this. It's 1st and 10, 5:28 on the clock, ball's on the A&M 25. And you're going to see Marcel Reed make a single read right in front of his face to a very fast Kevin Concepcion. Right here, you get this natural stack. South Carolina is already misplaying this. That inside guy either needs to jump and they switch, right? That first guy, or that back guy needs to be planting his foot and firing because he should know what's coming here. And what's coming is a slant, easy throw, single read, first read to Marcel Reed. I think Kevin Concepcion is going to turn it up for an easy 25 plus yards.
Yeah. Did we say how many yards of Reed's are after the catch?
A third of his passing yardage comes after the catch.
They have very fast guys. Fortunately, switch releases are not something that Texas ever struggles with in coverage. And abandoning the middle of the field on the blitz is not something that they are prone to doing. Oh, wait, Paul, these have been the exact errors that Texas has repeatedly made in recent weeks. Yikes. They really got to fix this because, as bad as it was when it was Arkansas or Vanderbilt tight ends running wide open in the middle, or Georgia tight ends, it's going to be way worse when it's Concepcion or Craver.
Yeah, Lawson Lucky, very, very good athlete, but he's more of a 4-7 guy than a 4-3 guy.
Okay, this play, Paul, is 3rd and 2 with 8:01 left in the fourth quarter against Missouri. And what we're going to see on this play is the threat of the RPO and the threat of the Marcel Reed keeper opening up just an enormous lane down Main Street for Ruben Owens, who capitalizes with a very long touchdown run, 50 plus yards. And what was their goal is just to pick up short yardage here. But because they have so much speed, especially with Ruben Owens at running back now, they have so much speed all over the field that any error can just become a touchdown in a hurry. He's gone.
Yeah, you really see Ruben. We're not going to show you the whole thing. He goes on and houses this. What you see with his speed, I mean, frankly, any running back who's a Division I running back should have this, right?
That's
but
true.
You do see that Owens has the speed to do that. Looks like A&M will be without Le'Veon Moss, which is a good thing for us. Great duo block here initially from the two Aggie interior offensive linemen. And, they have a good O-line, and it certainly showed here. But, boy, Missouri is guessing on the outside. I don't know what those linebackers are doing. By alignment, you're outside of Reed already. So let it develop, and let's keep our eyes on the blocking. And when you see duo, when you see the guy in front of you get double teamed, why on earth are you abandoning and running out of your gap and just leaving literally the zero hole over the center? I mean, fastest way between two distances is a straight line, and the Aggies prove it here.
Oh, he takes a little mild, light lateral step here before he hits that hole, Paul.
Okay. You got me on a technicality.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get outside on zone read, and they end up with the edge and the linebacker outside, and then another guy trying to race there as well. They're all out of sorts. A&M has a lot of option-y schemes from the spread that can really get you discombobulated because you don't want this. You don't want, oops, we forgot to cover Concepcion. Oops, we didn't have enough guys on the bubble. Oops, we didn't contain Reed and now he's loose. But then just straight up the middle. One positive, though, you just mentioned, Moss is an amazing short yardage back. And without him, the Aggies are not as great in short yardage. They can be had. And we've seen them do some strange things and make mistakes over the last 2 years in short yardage. So as long as you don't let them run completely free up the middle, that could be a weakness to expose in this game.
Does Marcel Reed even carry out the play fake here?
No, it's
Yeah,
they've already fooled him.
I mean, that's crazy. That's why I called it duo and not split zone.
Yeah,
Reed was like, got him. He didn't even carry out the fake. So anyway, the idea is the same. The premise is the same. You get a double team on that play side defensive tackle. Those linebackers should be firing. When you see your guy get double teamed, you really need to be aggressive and use your angle advantage. And they don't. They absolutely blow it here. Yeah, Reed's not even going to carry out the fake. He's just going to hand it off. And that's about as easy a 3rd and 2 as you're going to pick up, Ian.
we're going to show what's possible in terms of exploiting the Aggies now on this play. This is 2nd and 10 with 46 seconds left in the second quarter against South Carolina on the A&M 25. This is in the midst of a full-blown meltdown by Marcel One Reed and the Aggies that I thought had doomed them for the game. Turned out it did not doom them, but explain to us why this interception is indicative of how Texas wants to play the Aggies and what could be possible if they do.
So great synergy here for an article I wrote yesterday on Inside Texas talking about this specific opportunity for the University of Texas pass rush and what we can do to Marcel Reed. The A&M has an outstanding pass blocking unit in total. However, their weakest link in pass pro against elite pass rushers, and Texas has some, specifically number 1, is Crownover. Watch the bull rush here that the South Carolina edge gets. I believe that's Dylan Stewart. That is going to move Marcel Reed to his left. This is key. When Marcel Reed has to go left against his natural throwing motion, he's a right-hander. His mechanics fall apart. His feet don't get set properly, and he has a tendency to throw high. I think there may have been like a pinky fingernail tip of the ball, but I don't know. But just know that this is a Marcel Reed propensity. He throws high over the receiver's head, and Ian, he had to go off of his first read. Part of that because South Carolina occupies the middle of the field. They go man, and they don't give him an easy out. Dylan Stewart, great bull rush here on Crownover. Reed is going to feel it. And as he feels it, I want you to watch how he has to reset. And he's not going to square properly, and he's going to alter his release. That is what Texas has got to do. You've got to get pressure. People love the strip sack from the blind side, the classic edge rusher play that Colin Simmons had, of course, against Arkansas. There's great value in this game of getting Colin Simmons on Crownover on the right in Reed's face. We want Reed to see and feel that pressure. We want him to slide to his left and throw against his natural throwing motion. This is where Reed's mechanics fall apart. The other added benefit, of course, is we took away the initial read for Mr. Reed. And he's going to throw high, little pressure in his face, not too bad. One thing that South Carolina didn't do great here that we need to do is their play side edge on the left got too far upfield. See that? Yeah. Trace Newton does a great job here. Just says, hey, you want to go upfield? Let's go upfield, buddy. Reed probably should have pulled this down and ran it, which is what he typically does. We've got to set a containment trap there on the left. You cannot get deeper than the quarterback. So this specific opportunity to me is how Texas can turn this game. Immediate pressure in Marcel Reed's face to his right, make him drift left, and then set a containment trap on his left. He'll have to pull up and throw, and he'll throw inaccurately, or we'll get a sack.
Or he will throw the ball away, and he'll panic and either throw it to you or throw it away if you have somebody in his face, especially when he's going to his left, like you said.
Hey, when it's a rivalry week, you need friends in your corner for the big fight. This guy is the friend in your corner that you need for the big real estate fight of the most important financial decision you'll make in your life. Buying a house. Get Gabe Winslow in your corner. You can reach him at 832-557-1095. That's 832-557-1095. Gabe is phenomenal at what he does. Go read his Google reviews, well over 200 5-star reviews with paragraph after paragraph about how Gabe solved a mortgage issue or just delivered phenomenal service. This is the guy you don't have to track down and what's going on with this. This is the guy who's reaching out to you proactively, and he's taking your loan and bidding it against 60 different lenders. This is not Big Bank USA. This is an elite broker. This is a guy who's got a law degree from a top 20 law school. This is a UT grad and former National Merit Scholar. He's operating at a different level. Play chess. Stop playing checkers. Call Gabe, 832-557-1095. All right, I want to show you the superpower of this Texas A&M defense, and in no small part because of that edge player, Cassius Howell. They are the number one team in the country on third down conversion defense. And here's one of the reasons why. Cassius Howell is a very good pass rusher. It's 3rd and 10, 106 on the clock, ball's on the Missouri 42. They know that Missouri's got to throw the ball. They're going to bring 4, but they're going to tell Cassius Howell, hey, man, bring it. LSU's left tackle, is done before he even gets into his stance. Very poor technique there. He just allows Howell to sprint around him. This is one of the reasons that LSU's had a rather disappointing season and fired their head coach. But you're going to see Howell just cream the quarterback here. And look at his get off. He knows it's 3rd and 10. He knows he's got a green light. And here he goes. At the first step, he's won. He is won. And the tackle does a poor job. Now, knock on wood, but I do believe this. There's not going to be a mismatch of this level of Howell against Trevor Gooseby. In fact, Gooseby has a toolkit, his length, his feet, that actually should play pretty well against Howell. Baker, on the other side, actually has pretty good feet, doesn't have that length, but he doesn't have the power. So I think Texas actually may have the ability to block Cassius Howell. I'm more concerned about some other stuff that we're going to show a little bit later in terms of their blitz packages. What do you see here, Ian?
100%. Absolutely agree. The only thing I have to note to add is that the linebackers and safeties do a very good job in zone coverage of picking up all their assignments and playing with the right leverage. It's real basic stuff. Don't even need to go show it again. But last year, they didn't necessarily have that. They made a lot of mistakes at safety and linebacker last year. And Elko was at some points just like throwing his hands up in the air like, well, we didn't teach them how to play zone. I don't know how he forgot to do that. And they are significantly improved.
Well, I'll tell you what, after that bowl game against USC where USC just lit them up, Elko gave that impassioned post-game press conference, said, we have no idea what we're doing. This is pathetic. And a lot of people laughed on the UT side, understandably, but I didn't laugh. I said, that's a real football coach who's about to fix a lot of stuff this offseason. And that's exactly what Mike Elko did. He took a personal interest in the secondary. He fired some coaches and he replaced some personnel. And now you're seeing the result. All right, Ian, we want to show you what the A&M defense does best. The A&M defense actually has a lot of faults in terms of giving up explosives. But when they get you in 3rd and long, you're in a lot of trouble. Mike Elko has been great at this his whole career at Notre Dame, at Duke, and really here at A&M. What we're going to show you is a strip sack from a really nice blitz concept. Second quarter, 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 being the key there. 106 on the clock. The ball's in the Missouri 42. And you're going to see an inexperienced quarterback be completely helpless against a really good blitz concept. You're going to end up seeing a strip sack. The ball gets knocked up in the air. And this guy's going to run it in for the touchdown. We're not going to show you all that because this isn't an Aggie channel. But we do want to show you the concept because this is, Connor's going to show it all just to defy me. I like it.
I think he was going to try to prove you wrong. So I think he goes
right.
out at like the 4 or something.
That's right. Let's take a look here down at the bottom of the screen, Ian, because this is where the real action happens between two very quick linebackers, and Torian York and Damian Sanford doing a crosser, and then Dalton Brooks, who is, I think, Elko's favorite blitzer from safety. Uh-huh. He's going to come, and you're going to see a pretty wicked action that really toys with the Missouri protection. Walk us through it from this angle because it's really illustrative with the help of our excellent producer.
So Torian York is 21. He's the Mike linebacker. He's going to cross the tight end's face inside. Brooks is going to come wide and outside and take the tight end. And that leaves Sanford. He's basically just looking for first available space, I believe.
He's running to daylight.
But exactly. But he finds it in between them, and there's just the tight end ends up having to try to block both linebackers. Just not ideal. 6 total guys come. Cassius Howell actually drops out into the hot zone, number 9, right there, exactly. And the Aggies have got the strong side of the field totally loaded up with a deep safety over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is matched up. Nothing is open. Eli Drinkwitz gave a soliloquy after this game where he was asked about Elko's pressures. And he was like, how much time do you have? And then he just explained how Elko had them in hell in every single protection call and every single situation with pressures like this. Paul, you were noting before we started, he doesn't play around with these. This is 6-man pressure. They just come at you.
Yeah, you'll notice that. Look at the depth of Dalton Brooks, number 25 on the edge. There's no like, ooh, am I blitzing? Am I dropping? I'm going to align like halfway at linebacker depth and maybe come on a delay. A&M's pressures are instantaneous. They're confident. They're certain. I have a sneaking suspicion. I don't know this for a fact. If I had to guess, Ian, I bet more than half of their defensive practice is spent on third down packages. I think
Maybe.
Elko thinks this is where defensive football is decided against modern offenses, and he's going to put all of his resources, all of his effort, all of his scheming, and all of his energy into getting you off the field on third down.
I think you might be right. And they are actually number 1 in the nation in third down conversion defense at 24.03%, which is really just wickedly good. First quarter, 1st and 10, LSU ball against the Aggies with 14:47 left on the clock. This is just the first play of the game. On the 25-yard line, LSU is going to do what many, many, many teams have done against Texas A&M. Even though LSU has a bad run game, they are going to produce an explosive rushing outcome on a simple zone handoff. Paul, is there hope?
Maybe. There may be some hope here. And here's one of the key things. If the Texas passing game is successful, there's an opportunity here. Notice the trips gets 4 guys up on the numbers. So we're light boxing here. This is a 4-1. Okay. A&M's got 4 down linemen, 1 linebacker. And then you'll notice the disposition, the safety, Dalton Brooks, number 25 back there. He's back. He's going to fire right at the snap. Okay. So it's a light box by alignment, but you're counting on that safety flying in there and filling a gap so that you can actually still be sound in run defense. Well, you see what happens here. 14 gets a nice block, good aggressive crack on Dalton Brooks. And then you'll see the back get the read because you've got numbers at the line of scrimmage. You have to get push on against a light box. And then you'll see a nice little modest, explosive here. We'll take it all day. And I think Texas is capable of this, but we've got to get them to light box us. And then we've got to make that safety who's coming down, you either got to block him or you got to make him miss. What do you see here from the backside view, Ian?
Yeah, exactly that. Their safeties fit these so hard, whether it's Brooks or Ratcliffe. It's almost like it's almost like when they're blitzing. And against Missouri, this happened a bunch of times, especially in the first half. They would crash down on the runs, kind of run into the wall. And if the back found a leaky point, there's no second or third level because everybody's up. Usually the only guy that hangs back is York. Sanford is like blitzing on rundowns. When he sees his thing, he's going. Brooks and Ratcliffe the same. If you can go back to the wide angle, sideline angle, though, producer, that's Torian York on the 30. I know the hope going into this game is like, hey, we're just going to screen game is the run game. We're going to spread the Aggies out. We're going to throw it wide all day. The Aggies' response to that is going to be, we're going to widen out our linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
If you throw a screen there, the linebacker is right there. We might be able to get them on like the fake screen stuff. Might be able to get them on progression passes. But I guarantee you A&M strategy is going to be, we're going to overload the perimeter. We're going to overload your passing game, and we're going to make you run between the tackles with your actual run game against the light box and see if you can do it.
So, Ian, ultimately, there's a twist here, which I think we're going to talk about that I also see, and you're going to write an article queuing you up here. One approach against this light box, if you feel like, hey, look, our running backs aren't super explosive and our line's not getting the push that it needs, even against fewer defenders, there is an option here. We can do a little zone read.
Can do a little zone read. Let's get this play one more time, producer. Does LSU does not zone read. LSU tries to man block it. You give Arch Manning a little keeper threat around the perimeter, and that may be how you can punish the Aggies for crashing the safety so hard. Is you just create yet another gap for them to account for, or you give Arch Manning the chance to get loose on the perimeter. And I would be dialing up zone read a lot in this game. 10, 15, 20 times.
Yeah, it's a got to win it game. Whatever slim chances we have for the playoff rest upon this game. It's a rivalry game. We're at home. We've got a bunch of goals here, and this isn't the time to necessarily preserve Arch Manning. That said, you want to do this judiciously, and you want to do it against these sets. Let's go put trips up there above the numbers. Try to suggest the screen game, and if A&M aligns this way, let's run zone read, and Arch will be able to protect himself. What we're not necessarily recommending is zone read as just a default. We don't know what to run on this play. Let's run some zone read. So I think if we can get these alignments, I think it opens up, and Arch will have the opportunity to not only have space, but also protect himself because he's not sort of running into a bunch of traffic and a lot of rabble.
Yeah.
The Aggies represent some challenges to Texas and some opportunities. We're going to try to avoid any quotes related to that, but just simply say, what are your parting thoughts? Do you think we've done a good job covering some of the opportunities and some of the things that we need to shore up against the Aggies?
Great moments are born from great opportunities. Herb Hand. There we go. Nailed it.
And no,
Herb Hand.
Not the former Texas line coach.
Herb Brooks.
Very good.
Boy. We're killing it. But we have studied our Aggie All-22 film very hard, and that's why we were able to present what we have. We think that this will give everybody a great understanding of what's coming on Friday. And what else is there to say but hook 'em?
Absolutely. And the best place to go say hook 'em with a bunch of fellow Longhorns and Longhorn fans is Inside Texas. $1 for the first week. Join Inside Texas today. Be a part of the best conversation. And as always, don't forget, it's rivalry week. Takeover brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors.